all the divrei Torah, umamish, gewaldige, sameach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'Klal Yisrael. Now we're going to another level in the yeshiva, the Elter Rochim. And Baruch Hashem, we have many Elter Rochim. From the Miyuchadim Shebehem is Mordo, Hamikuna Mordo. His real name is Mordechai. But people know him as Mordo. He's one of the Miyuchadim of the yeshiva. And he's steig mamish, tremendous. It's a schus for Yeshivas Bais Yisroel to have such a bocher. He will give us divrei Torah on Chanukah and Bava Kama.
Bruce. I don't think anything that I'm going to say is going to be any more interesting than cookies and donuts, but we'll try. Yeshivas, Mashkichim, Bein, Arefim. First of all, I just wanted to say a special thank you to my class, my friends for helping me out. Chaburah. So, the Gemara, Mishnah, on some places now says that a gomel is carrying pishtan on his back, and the pishtan on the back gets caught on fire by the fire defenders. So we say, if the fire was left in Rosh Hashanah, then the enemy is going to be chai because he shouldn't have left his fire in Rosh Hashanah. But if the pishtan was nefnas into the chanos of the Hanari, so we say that the Baal Gomel is going to be chai because he shouldn't have put a piece of pishtan on his camel's back that was too long. But Rabbi Yehuda says, there's a special din by Ner Chanukah, they're going to be pater. If the Hanari puts this Eish into Rosh Hashanah, and then the pishtan gets lit by the Ner Chanukah, it's going to be pater. Why? Because he put the fire in the Rosh Hashanah Rishos. And the Gemara Lamed Rav goes through that what's the special Rishos that Rabbi Yehuda gave for Ner Chanukah? The Gemara has it's not to say maybe there's a Rishos Bezdin, or maybe it's a Rishos Mitzvah, but it comes out that the special din by Ner Chanukah that Rabbi Yehuda says that your pater is a Rishos Mitzvah. And that's why you're going to be pater. If the Ner is too damaged, you're going to be pater. Because it's a special Rishos Mitzvah. Now the Gemara Lamed Beis Rav says that in the case of after Halachic in Rosh Hashanah, one person was running, one person was walking, that if the runner damages the walker in Rosh Hashanah, so we say that the runner who damages is going to be chai because he was Mashana. So, but everybody will agree that in the case of after Halachic on Erev Shabbos, that the runner will be pater because he did it for Rishos. And Rabbi Nachman explains what's the Rishos by running in Rishos Ram by Erev Shabbos. The Rishos is the same that was up in Erev Chanukah there. It's a Rishos Mitzvah, and that's why you're pater for the hazard. But the Rambam paskins, first of all, in Hilchos Niskim Amen and Pirshei Mishnayos, that by Erev Chanukah he paskins like the Rabbanan. Even though the Rabbanan aren't brought down in the Gemara, but the Rishonim bring down that the Rabbanan will argue and Rabbi Yehuda and say that by Erev Chanukah you're going to be chayav. But the Rambam also paskins in Hilchos Chayv Mazik that by Echad Halach that you will be chayav. But by Erev Shabbos, you're going to be pater. Why? Because of the Rishos Mitzvah. So Chayyim is steering the Rambam. Why by Erev Shabbos we say that when you run Rishos Rambam, you damage the walker, that you're going to be pater because of the Rishos Mitzvah, but that Rishos Mitzvah is not enough to pater you by Erev Chanukah. The Chayyim is steering. It's the same reason to pater you. So why by Chanukah would you be chayav, but by running on Erev Shabbos, you're going to be pater. So the Chavis Yara brings down an interesting shayla. There was a Ma'aseh Shaya that the Shamish of the Shul on Motzei Shabbos was calling everyone to come say Kiddush Levanim with the minyan. That everybody should come hurry and say Kiddush Levanim with the minyan. And what happened was that Reuben heard this and decided to run. And as he was running, he ran by the Chanos of Shimon and he ended up breaking some kelim with Shimon. So, what's the thing? So first of all, the Chavis here is a tzad between the Chayvim because we know the Gemara says a Chav Vav on Bais that the pasuk says Petza Tachas Petza. I'll tell you that Mechayev Oynis Karatzin. So there's no reason to say that him running in Rosh Hashanah is any better than Oynis. Just like by Oynis you should be chayav for Adam Mazik. So 2 years to be chayav for Adam Mazik. So, but he also decided to pater him because we say that just like by Erev Shabbos they run Rosh Hashanah and if you damage you have Rosh Mitzvah. So too, when you run to do any mitzvah, chayav should be pater. So you ran Rosh Mitzvah, maybe you should be pater. In the end, he says that you're going to be chayav. Why? Because he brings a Mordechai that says that then what you say by Echad Halach that you have a special din by Erev Shabbos that you could run Rosh Mitzvah and if you damage you're going to be pater, that's a special din by Shabbos. Because there's a svara of Ein Lei Shabbos, you have no time. That if you're running Beinish Moshes, you have no time, and therefore the Rabbanan didn't want you to be over melacha Shabbos, so therefore we gave you Rishos to run. and that's why you have a tour there. But by all other mitzvahs, for example, running to a shul, running to a Bais Medrash, where you're not going to be over on a isser by being late, so then you don't have a shus to run. So if you damage while you're running, you're chayav. So that would be Shalom Rama, that since by Shabbos you have this svara of Ein Shabbos, you don't have time, so therefore you had a shus to run. But by Ner Chanukah, since we know you're able to light until people stop walking the shuk, so you know svara to say that you have a rishus for your hezek, for your ma'aseh mitzvah to cause damage. And that was only a special day by Shabbos. But the Bais Yisroel brings down, L'Shem the Arzurah, that which the Gemara says, Mam Beis on off, that the only tour you have by Erev Shabbos is by Erev Shabbos Bein Hashmashos, where it's right before Shabbos, and you're not going to have any time. That we say is Bein Hashmashos is La Dafka. That even from Chatzos and onwards on Friday afternoon, that we say that if he's running for Tzarkei Shabbos, he's going to have this tour of Rishus Mitzvah. That if he runs and he damages someone while running, let's say, to go buy stuff for Shabbos, he's going to be potter. And the Anshe Shlomo takes it even a step farther, that the fact that this, that the Arzurah says that from Chatzos and onwards they're going to be potter, that's only to tell you that the Makom Safek, if we're not sure why he's running with Rishus Rabban, then we're going to say that he's probably running for Tzarkei Shabbos after Chatzos on Friday. But if we know even the entire week that he's running for Tzarkei Shabbos, so even the whole week, if we know he's running for Tzarkei Shabbos, he's going to have the Rishus Mitzvah. So Melacha is Yisroel and the Rambam. Why by Shabbos will we say that you had this tour of Rishus Mitzvah so that you're able to run even the whole week? But by Ner Chanukah, you're going to be chayiv. If the Ner is going to do damage, you're going to be chayiv. So it's a steer in the Rambam. The fee, the Arzurah, and the Anshe Shlomo. So the Klei Chamda brings down the Shiloh, and he wants to say Yisait to answer that the only time the Torah gave you this Rishus by Erev Shabbos to run is because of a svara of Tirdah Mitzvah. Since you're Torah B'dvar Mitzvah, you're very active, and since you're so active in the Mitzvah, Mamela, you're not able to anticipate any damages that your Ma'aseh would cause. So since you're running, even though it's not Erev Shabbos, finish Mashas, since the Ma'aseh you're doing is running, and you don't have the ability to anticipate any damages, so Mamela you're potter because you're Torah B'dvar Mitzvah. But by Ner Chanukah, since we know the Rambam Paskins Kavsa Ein Zakakla, that once you light the Ner Chanukah and it goes out by chance, so you're never going to have a hikatim, so you're going to be chayav to relight the candles. So therefore, once you finish the original Ma'aseh Hadlaka, you're no longer Torah, and then you're going to be chayav if it does damage while it's burning. So you're not going to have the Tirdah Mitzvah by Chanukah. So then it'll come out good. That's why by Ner Chanukah, since you're on the Tirdah Mitzvah, you're going to be chayav. But by Shabbos, since you're Torah, because you're running, so therefore when you run Rishus Hashanah, you're going to be potter. But the Klei Chamda has a kash on this from the Mukhi Esav. There's a famous Mukhi Esav about the sugya of Ishim Shem Ketzav, that he asks that how is it ever shayach or mutter for an isha to light neirs on Erev Shabbos? Because according to my number it says Ishim Shem Ketzav, that we look at what, and whenever you light a fire, that every second that fire is burning, like it's your kayach and it's your maisa, and it's enough to be mechayev you, so l'chayr also for Shabbos. But when you made a maisa hadlaka on Erev Shabbos and it continues to burn on Shabbos, so you're being oivram melacha Shabbos right there, because your kayach is burning on Shabbos, so you're doing melacha Shabbos. So the Mukhi Esav gives an answer that at which we say that it's your maisa that's happening on Shabbos, and a chanami that it's your koyach that's happening on Shabbos, since you did a ma'aseh hadlaka of Erev Shabbos. But that entire ma'aseh that's happening on Shabbos was all finished with your ma'aseh hadlaka. The entire havara that happened on Shabbos was completely finished with your ma'aseh hadlaka. So therefore, it's called a ma'aseh chol, not a ma'aseh of Shabbos. But the answer, Mukhi Esav, the defender is the kasha. Because he said the whole Yisai was that you have to be Torah B'dvar Mitzvah. And the way the Rambam learns that after you light, you no longer Torah B'dvar Mitzvah. But if we're saying now, the Mukhi Esav, that the whole sea between mechayev you for your havara of later is your maisa of earlier. So once during your maisa of earlier you were Torah B'dvar Mitzvah, and the whole sea between mechayev you was that maisa of earlier for the maisa of later. So once you had a tour of your maisa of earlier because you were Torah when you were lighting. So even when the fire was burning later, so you should also have a Tirdah Mitzvah. You should be also potter. That's the kasha of the Klei Chamda. So a way to answer it would be with the Baruch Fair. The Baruch Fair says, First, he brings Yisroel from his Rabbi Chaim that there's a special way we learn Eish Mishum Chitzav. That Eish Mishum Chitzav, it's not the pshat that it's a hemshich of your first ma'asav throwing. When you throw a chitz, and which is so too by fire, when you light a fire, so we look at every second that it's burning like it's a new ma'asav of your koyach. That your koyach is creating a second ma'asav every second that it's burning. So with that Yisrael, he brings a kasha in the Rashba. The Rashba asks that Agabi the Isser Mechikas Hashem, that in the case where someone, let's say, had the Shem Hashem written on his body, so we say that halacha is that he's allowed to go under a shower of water to have the Shem be erased off his body. But the Rashba asks, according to Man Domer, it says Eish Mishum Chetzav. So, and we know that it doesn't matter if you bring the Chetz to the Eish, to the Dover to the Eish, and the Eish to the Dover, it doesn't matter which way it goes. So that water of the shower becomes your Eish, and your koyach is now being moichik to Shem Hashem b'yadayim. So why would you not be chayav? So Reb Baruch Ber uses the Yisrael of Reb Chaim to answer for the Rashba, and in the middle we're going to have pshat in Mukesif, and then in the middle pshat in the Rambam. So he says that was the Torah Aser due for Mechikas Hashem. There was a special gzeres hakasav by Mechikas Hashem that lo yisasim kein laHashem, that you have an Isser that you can't go be moichik the guf, the moichik the chetza of the shame. That you are not, there's an Isser that you can't go erase the shame. But for me to go ahead and do a ma'aseh that causes the shame Hashem to be erased, that the Torah didn't ask you on. The Torah only asked you to go and erase the shame Hashem. Not that I did a ma'aseh in the middle of the shame Hashem got erased. And that's also the din by Shabbos. That by Shabbos, until the Torah only asked me to go do a ma'aseh on Shabbos. So a ma'aseh in the guf, a melacha of Shabbos. Not that I did a ma'aseh in the mela, a melacha happened. No, I have to go do a ma'aseh on Shabbos in order to be chayav from melacha Shabbos. So that's why. So that's going to be pshat in Mukayis. That originally the Mukayis wanted to say, right? The way we explained the Klekanda, that the whole sea between mechayev you and your second ma'aseh havara when you lit Erev Shabbos. So when the candles are burning on Shabbos, the whole sea between mechayev you was your original ma'aseh havaka. That's not the case. The way we're explaining through Chaim, that every second that an Eish is burning, it's like your koyach, so then the second Ma'aseh Havar that's happening on Shabbos is a new Ma'aseh. It's not the Hamshech of the first Ma'aseh. So why isn't it good enough to be, why aren't you over on Shabbos if your koyach is doing a Ma'aseh on Shabbos? Because it's special, there's a custom that by Shabbos you need to do a Ma'aseh in the Gufa Melacha of Shabbos. Not that you are doing a Ma'aseh in the middle of the Melacha is happening, you have to do a Ma'aseh in the Melacha. Be a dime. And since that second Maisa of your koyach is coming to mechayev you at the time of the Avara on Shabbos, so the Mela, then your original Maisa is not going to be mechayev you anymore, it's your second Maisa. And since that second Maisa, you didn't have a Maisa be a dime, it was only your koyach that was acting on Shabbos, so therefore we can't be mechayev you for Shabbos. But that's only by Shabbos. So by Hezek, your koyach acting later on with your Maisa Avara is enough to be mechayev. So even though the way we're trying to explain with the Klei that we wanted to say that that we're transferring the original Ma'aseh Havaka to the Ma'aseh Havara, that the same reason to be mechayev was the original Ma'aseh Havaka should also be mechayev by the Ma'aseh Havara. And since we were tarred with Dvar Mitzvah in the original Ma'aseh Havaka, so you should also be tarred with Dvar Mitzvah during the Ma'aseh Havara. That's not the pshat. It is a new Ma'aseh. According to Reb Chaim, it is a new Ma'aseh. It's your koyach. And since your koyach is doing new Maisa, even though Enochanami, it's not called a Maisa b'yadayim, but since we learned the way Eish works is that every single second the Eish is burning is called a new Maisa, so therefore Lagabe Hezek is going to be enough. And that's pshat in the Rambam. Why? Because the Rambam said that for Ner Chanukah, that when you first lit it, so you were tarred with Dvar Mitzvah, but since he says Kaf Sein Zafak, well, therefore Mela after it was already lit, so you're no longer tarred with Dvar Mitzvah. And since the Havara of later, when that Ner goes and does damage, that's the sea between Chayyim, that time of the Havara, and not the original Ma'aseh Havaka, so you wouldn't be tarred with Dvar Mitzvah. Since it's only your koyach going and doing the Ma'aseh Hezek, and you're not going to be tarred with Dvar Mitzvah, so then we're going to say that's enough to be mechayev you, and that's why by Chanukah you're going to be chayav, but by Shabbos you're going to be patur because of tarred with Dvar Mitzvah.
it comes out. Like, afterwards they're standing watching that.